listening to Real Talk, the QLIP series where we teach you the English that you need to know to deal with real, everyday situations. My name is Andrew, and I am joined by my co-host, Cassie. Hey there, Cassie.
Hey, Andrew, and hey, listeners. We're excited to bring you another episode today that will help your English sound more natural.
Yeah, and Cassie, today's topic is particularly useful. It's very useful because we are going to learn how to talk about being unemployed, which is a situation that most people don't like to be in, right? And it can be sometimes a stressful situation or depressing situation, but we're going to focus on how to talk about it in a positive and natural way in this episode. So I think this will be a very helpful lesson.
Yeah, I agree. A few years ago, when I used to teach adult classes, I had quite a few students who really focused on learning English while they were in this jobless, unemployed period of their life because they had extra time to study. So it's a perfect topic for us to practice today.
And I know sometimes it can actually be a little bit embarrassing, right? Like if you're at a party or something and somebody asks you, oh, what do you do? And you don't have a job, you are unemployed at the moment. Well, sometimes, it can be embarrassing in that situation. So we're going to focus on how to talk about it so that it's not embarrassing, so that you can do it in a positive way and you don't have to worry about that social situation. I know, at least in my life, I've had that time where I'm like, oh, I hope somebody doesn't ask me what I do because I don't actually have a job right now. So yeah, we're going to approach it from that angle. And I do think this will be a great lesson. So Cassie, what we're going to do here in this episode is we're going to listen to a couple of conversation examples where one of the characters in the examples doesn't have a job, and we're going to hear how that character talks about that situation. And then after we listen to the example, we're going to break the conversations down and explain the key expressions and help all of the listeners, help all of you guys understand how to use these expressions in these kind of real life situations.
Exactly. And these expressions that you learn today, you can use when talking with friends, family, or even potential employers. And it'll really help you to explain your employment status in a positive and engaging way rather than, like Andrew said earlier, a cause for embarrassment.
Exactly. So guys, we'll get started with the lesson in just a moment. But before we do, please remember that the best way to study with this episode is by using our study guide. It was written by one of our expert English teachers here from the QLIPS team. And inside the guide, you will find an interactive transcript, detailed vocabulary explanations, real life usage examples, and also a comprehension quiz. It's a great way to get the most out of studying with this lesson, and it's available for all QLIPS members. So to learn more about QLIPS membership and sign up today, you can visit our website, qlips.com, or just click the link that's in the description for this episode. And with that being said, Cassie, let's get started with our first example conversation for this lesson. Let's take a listen now.
Hey, long time no see. How's work going at Times Incorporated?
You know what? I'm actually in between jobs at the moment. I left that company a few weeks ago.
Oh, I see. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty good, actually. I'm taking some time to reassess my career goals and to learn some new skills.
That sounds really positive. Are you looking for something in the same field or something different?
I'm keeping my options open. I'm excited to see what opportunities might come up next.
Well, if I hear of anything, I'll definitely let you know.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate that. Okay, so Cassie, we just heard a conversation between two friends, and it looks like they kind of ran into each other on the street or something, like maybe they hadn't seen each other for a while, and so they were catching up, and one of the friends asks, how's your job going? How's work going at that company? Times Incorporated, I think was the name of the company. And he said, you know what, actually, I don't work there anymore. And then they talked about why he doesn't work there anymore and what his plan for the future is. So let's break down some of the key expressions that we heard in that conversation. And the first one we heard was, I'm in between jobs at the moment. I'm in between jobs at the moment. Cassie, what does that mean?
This is a really common and natural way to say that you are unemployed without actually saying you are unemployed. It literally means like, you had your previous job and you have your new job that you might not be quite sure what it is yet, but you are not at either of those. You are currently in between those two jobs.
Right. So by saying that you are in between jobs, you're just communicating that this is a temporary situation. You've left one job and you're on your way to finding another.
Yeah. And it's a much more positive way than just saying, oh, I'm unemployed. Because by saying you're in between jobs, it means you're one, actively looking, and two, optimistic about finding another one.
Yeah. And so we add at the moment because that just emphasizes that this is a temporary state, right? That you're only going to be unemployed for a little while and that in the near future, you hope to gain another job. So yeah, I actually really like this expression and it's one that I've used in the past as well. Oh, I'm in between jobs at the moment rather than just saying I'm unemployed, right? Sometimes that can have more of a negative meaning to it. And people will maybe pity you a little bit or they'll feel sad for you if you hear them say that. But if somebody says, I'm in between jobs at the moment, it's more like they're optimistic about their future. They're actively searching for more work. And yeah, it's more likely that the person that hears that will cheer you on. And maybe even like in that example conversation, we heard like, oh, I'll let you know if I hear of anything, right? If I hear of an opportunity, I'll let you know. And maybe you can even find a connection for new work that way. Who knows? I mean, it's case by case, but it could happen. That's just like the slight nuance to me, the feeling. Do you agree with that as well, Cassie?
Yeah, I agree. And there's also several other ways that you can say that you are in between jobs without directly saying you are unemployed that we also heard in this conversation. For example, another expression we heard was, I'm taking some time to reassess my career goals. Or I'm taking some time off is a common phrase you will hear. I really like this phrase because it implies that it was your choice that you were unemployed, even if it wasn't your choice, even if you were let go or fired. By saying that you are actively taking some time off work, it means that you were not satisfied in your previous job and you actively are choosing to not work so that you can find a place that you like better or it fits your career goals better.
Yeah, I think this is just a nice way to show that you're using your time productively, even when you're not employed. And like Cassie, you said, some of your previous students were doing this, right? They were unemployed, but they were taking that time to improve their English skills during that period. And I think that also is nice when you have a job interview. Like sometimes if you see some periods of unemployment on your resume, an employer will ask you like, what were you doing for this 1 year when you weren't working? And you could say, well, I was studying English or I was taking this course or I was doing this, I was doing that. I was working on upgrading my skills. And I think that goes a long way in a job interview as well. If you're just like, I was doing nothing, I was playing video games.
I was really depressed.
Yeah, I was really depressed. Doesn't really show too much growth or movement in your life. So yeah, that's a nice expression to use as well. Cassie, were there any other ones that you heard in that conversation that stood out to you?
I think the last good one that I heard was, I'm keeping my options open. And this phrase suggests that you have a flexibility in what you're looking for and an openness for new opportunities. This person was working at Times Incorporated, but they're saying that they don't have to work at a company that was exactly like Times Incorporated. They are open to new opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that one as well. I'm keeping my options open. You can use that for talking about jobs, but really any kind of opportunity as well, right? When you're flexible, to any kind of different opportunity that may come into your life, then you could say, yeah, I'm keeping my options open, just meaning that you are open-minded to any new opportunity that may come your way. So yeah, I really like that one as well. Okay, Cassie, I think we're ready to listen to another example conversation where we'll hear two characters talk about a similar situation, being unemployed, and we'll focus in on how they discuss that topic. So let's listen to that example conversation now. Hey there, nice to meet you. My name's Alex. What brings you to this networking event?
Hey, Alex. Nice to meet you. I'm Jordan. I'm here to expand my professional network. How about you?
Oh, me too. I'm currently on the job market, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to make some connections.
Yeah, absolutely. What field are you in?
Well, I've been in marketing for the past 5 years, but kind of at a career crossroads right now.
Interesting. Are you looking to stay in marketing or are you looking to branch out?
Well, I'm open to new directions, and this career break has given me a chance to reevaluate what I want to do.
That's a great attitude. Sometimes a fresh start can lead to really exciting new opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm viewing this time as a period of professional growth, and I'm excited to see where it leads.
All right. In this example conversation, we heard some great ways to talk about being unemployed when going to a networking event, but not to make that seem like a negative thing, but to make it seem like a positive thing, you know? Even though you're not currently employed, you're at a career crossroads. That's one phrase we heard in this conversation, and you are ready to look for some new and exciting opportunities.
Yeah, I like that. A career crossroads. Cassie, what does that mean? What is a crossroads?
A crossroads is literally like an intersection in a road where you could go one way or another, or possibly even a third way. And you have to decide which path you're going to take, and your fate might be changed depending on which path you take.
Yeah, it's like an intersection, right? Where you have one road that is going in a north-south direction, and then you have another road that is going in an east-west direction, and those roads cross, and maybe there is a stoplight or a stop sign at that intersection. And yeah, you can choose. Are you going to go left? Are you going to go right? Are you going to go straight ahead? Are you going to do a U-turn? If you're in Korea, you can do a U-turn and turn back around. So that just means you're at a moment with your career where you don't know exactly where you're going to go to next, right? You don't know what your next job will be. You don't know where you're going to go in the future. It's just communicating that I'm at a career crossroads. Another expression that we heard in that example that I liked is I'm currently on the job market. I'm currently on the job market. Again, you would only use this expression if A, you are unemployed, or B, you are dissatisfied with your current job and were looking to leave and find a new job, right? So really, it's an expression that you can use when you're unemployed. But again, instead of saying I'm unemployed and focusing on the negative, you're putting it in a positive light and you're saying I'm currently looking for a job. I'm on the job market means that you're actively seeking new employment.
Yeah, you could also use this phrase even if you're currently at a job that you don't like. And you could be going to networking events and saying, you know, I'm currently on the job market. I am not satisfied with my current position and I'm looking for an upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. The final expression that stood out to me, Cassie, was this phrase, I'm viewing this as a period of professional growth. And again, that's just a way to positively talk about being unemployed, right? You're saying, okay, I don't have a job right now, but I'm using this time to upgrade my skills, to make new connections, because the character that we heard in the example was at a professional networking event. And so he was meeting new people, trying to make some new professional connections. And he's thinking of this period of unemployment in a positive way, not a negative way.
Exactly. Yeah, all of these phrases that we learned today, such as I'm in between jobs at the moment, or this is my period of professional growth, or I'm at a career crossroads right now, they are all really great and optimistic ways of talking about being unemployed without actually saying it.
Exactly. So, Cassie, I think we're almost at the end of today's episode, but before we finish, let's summarize what we've covered.
Great idea. Today we learned how to talk about being unemployed in a positive and natural way.
Yeah, so that's right. Our first key expression was, I'm in between jobs at the moment, which is a great way to describe unemployment without using that word unemployment.
We also learned several other phrases like I'm on the job market, or I'm at a career crossroads, and I'm taking time to reassess my career goals.
And finally, we talked about the phrase, I'm viewing this as a period of professional growth, which just is an expression that you can use when you want to talk about positively using your time off when you're in between jobs to work on yourself, to improve your skills, or maybe to make new connections and meet new people who could help you find a job in the future.
Exactly. All of these expressions that we learned today help to frame unemployment as a temporary situation and as an opportunity for growth and possibly finding a new direction or career path.
Yeah, I think in this kind of situation, it's really easy to feel depressed and pessimistic, but as much as you can, try to stay positive and focus on the future when you are discussing your employment status, and that will go a long way. Well, Cassie, that's going to bring us to the end of today's episode. So thank you everyone for listening. We hope that you found this lesson useful.
And if you want to get more practice with these expressions, don't forget to check out our study guide at culips.com. It includes the full transcript, detailed explanations, and practice exercises.
Becoming a Culips member is a great way to support what we do here, but it's not the only way that you can support us. You could also leave us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcast app, telling your friends about Culips, or following us on YouTube and Instagram.
You can also join our Discord server for free. It's the place where our community connects to discuss Culips episodes, practice English, and talk about anything and everything under the sun.
Yeah, the conversations are really diverse on Discord, I will say. It's been fun. It's always interesting. So guys, yeah, we'd love to have you join us on the Discord, and the link to join will be in the description for this episode. So guys, we'll be back soon with another brand new episode coming up soon. But until then, please take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.